On the weekly chart here for ticker symbol SPY, that's going to be the S&P 500 ETF. These are your spiders. A little consolidation for the past 3 weeks in here. As you can see, more indecision coming in. We thought that we might actually breach that 597, 598 resistance this past week. We obviously did not. Now we're kind of stuck back in no man's land like we have been for the past 3 weeks. It looks like this major support in here of this 577, 576 that we've been calling out for a while in here has been holding up. So that's still going to be a major support for us. Below there, you're looking at that 9-day EMA at 571. And then we still have a gap that we have to fill back here right around that 564, 556 level before we hit this major support down here, which is going to be at that 550 range. So that's kind of what we're looking at in here on the spiders. Obviously, if we can climb back above that 597, we have a $10 range in here that we should be trading back in. But of course, we haven't done that in the past 3 weeks. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a last push in here or not. RSI is starting to climb up a little bit here, but nothing to worry about here on the weekly chart. If we go to the daily chart, you can kind of see where volatility has been in the past week or so. You can see our RSI is creeping higher. We got some decent volume coming in, but we had that doji in here on the daily. Just because there was a lot of indecision coming in overall, but we are still riding that 9-day EMA and we are still above that 200 SMA on the daily chart. That 200 SMA is trading right around that 576 area. So that whole area that we've been calling out on the weekly chart, basically everything's starting to line up technically there with your moving averages as a major support. So we'll see what happens as we work our way further into this week. Now, if we go to the QQQs in here, which is going to be the ETF of the NASDAQ, you basically have right around a $5 expected move priced in by Tuesday's expiration. The following day, you're looking at right around, I'm sorry, Monday's expiration. Tuesday, you're looking in right around a $6.38 expected move in here. And you can see here, basically overall, we were had some indecision in here as well. We're kind of riding that 9-day EMA as well. And here on the daily, 510 is what we're looking at. And then below that, you're going to chalk it up to this 495 level. Now, if we kind of zoom out to the weekly chart in here for your QQQs, you can kind of see it's basically more or less mimicking what the SPY chart is doing, but we do have a larger resistance that we have to kind of climb up to here. That's going to be that 533 mark. So 533, 534, that is going to be our main resistance in here. Above that, we're just going to be looking at those nice whole numbers, 540, 550, as we work our way higher and higher. Now, if we go to TLT, it's going to be interesting to notice that the bonds have traded a little bit inversely, but a little bit more with a positive drift, I would say overall. But we've been having a nice consolidation in the market, so therefore TLT should be more or less pulling back, and it seems that it has. So we had that green day, obviously, with that indecision coming in on Friday's trading in here. So we had a high low in here of 86 to 84. We are riding that 0% fib level, 84, 89, just like where that level is. So we kept it on. We haven't adjusted it to this lower wick here on that weekly chart. And we like where the 88, 84s are here for our resistance above that 9-day EMA here on the weekly. So that's kind of why we're leaving all of this on in here. So we'll see what happens as we work our way into next week. If the market starts to pull back a little bit more, the RSI in here could give us the right of way to kind of jump over this 9-day EMA and head up to the 88s in here. If we go finally to the gold, we can kind of see what's happening in here. You have right around an expected move of 252 by this Friday. Next Friday's pricing in right around 422. You go all the way out to your June monthlies. Looks like everybody's pricing in right around $11 in there. So you can see that basically we had this nice a big ascending wedge in here. We actually took off that upper trend line, but then put it right back on because we climbed back in here. So we thought, hey, we were just going to keep an eye on it as our next harsh resistance in here. It's currently going to be trading right around that 306 mark. That's going to be our first resistance. Above that, we're looking at 310, 315. Support wise, obviously the 9-day EMA in here, which we've been riding. As you can see, there's about 3 or 4 touch points in here in the past 3 months or so that we've been hitting. That's going to be a major level for us at 297. Below that, we're looking at a support of right around that 295 area. Below that, we're looking at 290. So all in all, we will see what happens in here on the week, but that's kind of how the whole market is correlating with each other in here. We're going to zoom back out again to your spiders here on the weekly, so you can kind of just get one last look in here of what we're seeing, basically what we've been calling out for the past couple weeks or so, everything has been staying the same. We're not adjusting anything in here. All levels are staying the same. You got that 576, 577 support in here. You got that gap that you have to worry about filling at 565. You got 550 for a main worst case scenario support. Resistance wise, 597, 598, then a $10 channel up into that 608 for your main resistance in your supply zone up here. So we'll see what happens. Right around $5 expected move is what everybody's pricing in by Monday's expiration. So we'll see what happens in here overall in the market, see what kind of news-based things come out. If you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.